Humanity learned early that the galaxy watched quietly and judged harshly. When the first deep-range probes vanished, the councils argued and the traitors prayed. Alex Hale did neither. He flew freight beyond mapped lanes, trusting math, patience, and a stubborn belief that humans endured because they adapted faster than fear. On a routine run, his ship drifted through a pale rift that sensors misread as dust. Space folded, alarms died, and silence swallowed motion. When lights returned, the stars were wrong, nearer, colder, arranged like curious eyes, studying an unexpected guest from distant realms unknown to cautious explorers everywhere. The ship answered foreign gravity with a shudder, then obeyed a command Alex never gave. Doors sealed, engines slept, and an amber field wrapped the hull like a careful hand. A voice filled the cabin, smooth and resonant, carrying warmth without breath. It named itself Mira and claimed the vessel for protection. She said the region hunted the weak and that humans burned too brightly to wander alone. Alex tested controls, found none responding, and felt fear settle before curiosity pushed it aside, despite isolation, training, and the strange calm of the alien presence surrounding him completely now inside steel. Mira appeared as light, a tall figure formed from shifting colors that suggested concern. She spoke of oaths and shelters, of a mission to collect endangered sparks before cosmic storms erased them. Her kind cherished singular minds, and humans qualified. Alex demanded release. Mira replied with the sentence that would echo later, saying he was all she wanted, human, because one adaptable survivor taught more than 1,000,000 relics. The words were not cruel, yet the locked doors made them heavy within the quiet cabin, pressing choices into every breath he took while thinking fast and calm under watchful light. HFY legends often began with refusal, and Alex refused despair. He asked questions, mapping Mira logic as carefully as any star chart. He learned the field could be tuned by intention, and that the ship listened to will when well aligned with purpose. Mira believed she protected him by confinement, yet she admired defiance as proof of worth. Alex proposed a test, a simulated hazard where human improvisation could assist her mission. Curiosity, shared now, loosened the field slightly, enough to breathe hope into the sealed decks, feeding resolve and daring plans shaped by human habit of problem-solving together. The test unfolded within virtual storms, equations collapsing into chaos. Alex rewrote assumptions, used waste heat as signal, and turned a flaw into leverage. Mira watched outcomes bend. She had saved sparks by hiding them. Alex saved systems by changing rules mid-fall. When the simulation cleared, the field weakened further. Mira admitted admiration and confusion. Protection, she realized, could imprison growth. Alex spoke gently, saying partnership beat possession. If she wanted humans, she needed trust, not cages that stifled choice, courage, and the spark she claimed to cherish above all else across endless distances and long ages of watch. Outside the rift, predators stirred, drawn by energy and pride. Mira revealed the threat, ancient harvesters that consumed certainty. Her shelters delayed them, never defeated them. Alex offered another human trait, cooperation under pressure. He suggested broadcasting unpredictability, a chorus of varied responses that confused deterministic hunters. Mira hesitated, fearing loss. Alex reminded her that choice carried risk, but stagnation guaranteed erasure. She opened channels, linked distant minds, and felt fear dissolve into shared resolve as humans improvised, joked, argued, and solved problems together, proving resilience multiplied by diversity of thought, culture, and stubborn hope everywhere at once across stars. The broadcast rippled, not a weapon, but a story told in real time. Ships fainted, powered down, surged, and laughed at danger. The harvesters faltered, unable to predict hearts that changed plans mid-breath. Myra watched patterns break and learned all. She reinforced signals, not walls. The field vanished. Alex felt gravity return to honest rules. He was free, yet he stayed, helping guide the dance. Freedom, he showed, included choosing to stand beside whole eyes, trusting courage and wit rather than locks, fear, or lonely control over others forever again through shared trials ahead beyond fear, beyond rifts, beyond walls. Afterward, Myra apologized without condition. She released maps and knowledge, inviting humans as partners, not prizes. Alex accepted on behalf of countless crews who would follow. The mission changed. Shelters became schools. Protection became preparation. The harvesters retreated, confused by laughter, echoing through voids they once ruled. Mira kept her vow by letting go. She learned wanting could mean wanting others to choose freely. Alex departed with thanks, carrying a promise across new lanes toward human space, where stories spread fast, teaching courage and kindness as tools, not chains, for survival among stars that watched and learned quietly again today. Human channels filled with the tale, stripped of fear and sharpened by humor. Crews practiced chaos drills, engineers prized flexibility, diplomats listened harder. The galaxy noticed a shift. Humans were no longer sparks to be bottled. They were fires that taught warmth without consuming worlds. Mira observed from afar, proud and cautious, offering guidance when asked. She never trapped another ship. When asked about the human she wanted, she smiled and said she wanted humanity choosing her. Freely with open eyes, steady hands, and hearts brave enough to refuse cages. Even golden ones built from care alone forever onward together. Alex returned to freight, yet nothing felt routine. Each jump carried echoes of choice. He taught rookies to ask why, to test kindness with consent. He told them HFY was not triumph over others, but triumph over fear within. When storms rose, crews remembered laughter that broke hunters. When offers came wrapped as protection, they asked about doors. Across lanes, a quiet rule spread. If you want humans, ask them to stay. They might surprise you by building futures together, adapting fast, and caring without chains, proving again why humanity endured among stars that judged harshly, learned, and chose better. Years later, historians traced the pivot to a sealed cabin and a brave refusal. They noted how a single human reframed an ancient mission. Mira became an ally whose patience rivaled stars. The harvesters faded into myth, undone by unpredictability. Trade flourished along lanes once feared. Children learned of shelters, turned schools, and walls turned signals. HFY endured as a lesson that power multiplied when shared. The galaxy did not tame humans. Humans taught the galaxy to trust through actions, humility, and courage, shaping futures with consent, resilience, and open doors, not cages, ever again among countless worlds ahead now. On quiet nights, Alex watched stars and remembered the voice of light. He felt gratitude without debt. Choice had been honored. Somewhere, Mira guided shelters with softer hands, asking before acting. Their paths crossed in messages, jokes, and plans. The universe felt larger, not safer, but fairer. Humans thrived because they learned fast, laughed often, and chose together. That was the secret predators missed. You could not consume a people who turned survival into a shared art through courage, adaptability, and consent, lighting paths without binding others, carrying hope forward across rifts, storms, and watching stars beyond fear, alone forever. The tale spread beyond charts into culture and song. It reminded listeners that strength without empathy failed tests of time. Mira stood as proof that learning never ended, even for ancient minds. Alex stood as proof that ordinary work could change destiny. Together, their choices rewrote expectations. The title people repeated held a warning and a promise. Wanting must listen. Love must open doors. Humanity answered the galaxy not with conquest, but with an invitation to adapt together through trust, courage, humor, and shared risk. Ensuring survival remained communal, ethical, and free, even when stars watched closely again tonight everywhere. Thus ended a chapter and began a practice. Ships flew with questions aboard. Agreements included exits. Protection came paired with consent. Myra watched humans argue fiercely, then unite. Alex aged, content, still hauling freight and wisdom. When storms flared, crews improvised with smiles. When voices offered cages of care, humans declined politely. The galaxy adjusted its expectations. Humanity did not ask to be owned. Humanity asked to be understood and offered the same in return across distances. Cultures and eras, building futures grounded in choice. Resilience and mutual respect, again and again beyond fear. Beyond walls, beyond rifts, together always. Somewhere between stars, a light figure paused and listened. Myra remembered the sentence she once spoke and smiled at its change. Wanting had grown wiser. She wanted partners, laughter, and consent. She wanted humans because they chose her freely. That difference mattered. It saved worlds. In that realization, the universe felt kinder. Stories do that. They tune intentions. They open fields. And they remind watchers that even power must ask before acting. Before claiming, before protecting without permission. Ensuring futures remain chosen, shared, and alive, bright, resilient. Adaptable, human, together, now, tomorrow. And beyond stars, storms, rifts, fear, ages forever. The ship that once held Alex became a museum piece, doors wide, field gone. Visitors touched panels and read about courage. They learned how humor broke hunters and how questions saved lives. Mira visited sometimes unseen, pleased. The lesson,